Alrighty, so we have 24 people. And out of those 24 people, we have a 62-38 split for head, question mark. So we're just gonna flip a coin. Alright? Heads is gonna be head. Tails is gonna be no head. Alright? Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And with that, the reign of the head shall end. It is over. Heads are gone. So yeah, no heads. Alrighty. So, no heads. The head empire has lost. It's been a dynasty, but now it fell. Where's the chat box? There it is. So, first off, we have a lot of... Let me check something out real quick. But we have a lot of minute testing to do. And that is, we have a couple different Serenius stat lines, and I am not quite sure which one is the best. So, let's see. We put them together and we take some screenshots, and y'all tell me what y'all think is going to be superior. We're going to have a vote, because honestly, I don't know if anybody even knows for certain. So we have this piece, because I found a couple new different pieces that allow us to get some more ridiculous, some more ridiculous stat lines going. So let's see if we can make it happen. This one is the 3.8 on 10.6, 5.9, yes, 6.6. And then here we have 6.5, 5.6, 5.4, 4.0. This one. Okay. Giving us this. And then here our standard piece over here combined with our standards. One of those. Whoops. This one. P64. And then I think we could do the same thing we did before, where we just take away, I think this, right? Critical damage combined with the keys to still be above 60. Yep. Or put it back. Yeah, I think those might just be the stat lines that we have. So let me see if I can find them, and we can put them all together. I think this were 4 different ones, because honestly I don't know. I don't know which one is going to be the best one. We'll obviously do some a bit more testing. Like, I'm hoping the attack one is because that number is just way more satisfying, right? So we have let's make it a bit more clear by going over here. And ta-da. Bam, 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 bam. Move them over. Okay. Alright, now we just need to arrange them properly, and then we can have a look. So this one. This one, I think. Yeah, like this. And then A lot of numbers, I know. I'll make myself as tiny as possible. And now we need to assign them numbers real quick. Bam. Bam, bam. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh shit. Any second now. There we go. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Which one might be best? We shall pull up a poll and then we'll see who's correct. Best stats? Question mark. 1, 2, 3, or 4. I really do not know. I really am entirely uncertain. Because, look. 1 has 908 attack on 60% crit, 174 crit damage. Like, look at the attack numbers, right? 2 has almost 900 on 64 on 170. 3 has 833 on 64 on 184. And 4 has 846 on 60 on 189. I'm asking like you know better. Hey, group wisdom and stuff, you know? But if I had to make a guess, I'd say it's probably 2. Because I don't want to believe that almost 900 attack on 64.5% crit chance is worthless. It has the most defense. Maybe you're onto something here. Maybe defense. Maybe defense all along. You've used your Omega code on Sereniel? No. Good idea. Like, how would 60 attack lose against 14% crit chance? Right? Crit damage, right? 14% crit damage, 60 attack? Right? Like, surely there must be something there. We need loadouts? Hell yeah, we do. We do. Whoops. Oh, 3 has much higher crit? You mean 64.8 versus 64.5? That's gonna be the difference maker. You make it based upon 0.3%? Or are we talking about crit damage, huh? Well, yeah. So... Oh yeah, also, something very interesting. Let me show you some math, okay? If I use my highest crit chance, crit damage pieces, right? I think, yeah, this one, and then I think this one right here. We can make a 99.8% crit chance Sereniel. 99.8. 99.8% crit chance Sereniel. Now, ain't that something? So, why would it be 99.4? The answer is A, we have 64.8. B, we have plus 10 with 0 cost cards from the weapon, bringing us to 74.8%. And then C, we would get the 25% bonus from the partner, giving us a grand total of 99.8. Yeah. Though I still refuse to believe that attack is going to lose out to crit damage. I refuse. But okay, so we're going to be, let's see, which sets were the most voted for? 4. How is it 4? I mean, okay. Alright. Alright. Okay. Math says 3. 3 is better. Yeah, so this is what we're going to run against. 64 on 184 on 833 versus versus 895 on 170. Yeah, that's gonna be the main test, and depending on the result, we might have to change up a few things. So, how are we going to test this? That's a good ass question. Okay, so can we somehow turn off the damage increase taken? No. Alright, let's say we turn off the reduced damage taken. And we take the... Wait. I never realized that on the 9 out of 9 bosses, you're fighting with A, 1 weakness, and B, all these other damage reductions. I always thought, okay, it's like a 5%, 15, 40%, but I didn't even know you also get hit with 1 weaken. That's crazy. Huh. Would you look at that? Oh, but we better increase the tenacity though, because otherwise that thing just breaks too fast. Alright. So our first stat line is going to be the crit damage one. Where we go with these pieces. 14 on 7. Yeah. So 184.8. Let's go. Alright. So we're going to play our entire hand in the exact same way in both scenarios, okay? So, we play the Shining Core, and then we do 1 homing laser, 2 homing lasers, 3 homing lasers, 4 homing lasers, bam, 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 followed by a pale shooting star. And that's what we're going to go with. An easy to do rotation that doesn't require too much AP. Is it the best we can get out of her? No. But 5,904. Now we just run the same thing back to have a look at the damage difference. Okay, this time we are on 6,500. Why? I don't know. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. Surely there's probably we crit one time where we didn't before. Best I can come up with. Okay, 6,612 and one final time. One final time. Alright, so 6,600 whatever is the score to beat. 6,600 whatever is the score to beat. Now the same thing, everything else the same rotation, same attacks, same everything. All my hopes and dreams are riding on this, okay people? All my hopes and dreams are riding on attack coming out ahead. Because I like the substats of those pieces so much more. So, we now lost 14% crit chance, but we gained 60% attack. Alright? 60 attack. 60 attack versus 14% crit damage. Let's see. We didn't get some of the crits, but I don't know how many crits we got with the other one. It is a very efficient stat keeping. Very efficient, very effective. But I felt like we saw more grey numbers. Pew, pew. I could have sworn the hit is higher. Honestly, all things considered, I could have sworn the hit from just the Sereniel laser is higher. Like, let's apply the weakness as we did before. And then let's do the pay shooting. No crit, obviously, because, great. Alright, I guess we just do one single homing laser and just see what's higher, right? So, one singular homing laser. 264 is a bad example, we need a crit. Game doesn't want to give us a crit. Are we fixed into RNG because we aren't leaving? Even though we're restarting? Okay, 450. 450, the very first laser used. .450 first laser used. Now for the crit damage setup. Wait, yeah, that's defense. I just need better crit set pieces. I do. I've been trying, but it didn't seem to really want to work out. Okay, 450. 450. 60 attack versus 14% chance, 14% crit damage. Fuck! No! No! How can 14% crit damage be bigger than 60 attack? No! No! That's not fair! I refuse! I refuse! No, stop! How? No! No! They can't do that! Because this is not fair. I refuse. I refuse to accept this. I mean, I guess I have to, but why? 60 attack versus 14%. Damn you, math. You know, my hope process here was surely, like, you've seen pieces before with 14% crit, right? Like this piece right here has 14% crit damage. You've seen that on a singular piece, right? It's possible. Show me a piece that has 62 attack, right? So how is one worse than... No, not fair. My crit pieces are so sad. Yeah, my crit pieces are so sad. How is... No, it's no fair. I need better crit damage pieces. Yeah. Okay, looks like it's back into the crit damage mines. I already did a couple like gear fusions and gear crafts today. Didn't really get any upgrades. So yeah, back into the mines we go, apparently. .4, 3.8, 5.9 versus 6.6. If I swap this piece out, where do I have a good piece to put in? Is my piece here better? 10.1 on 1.6, there's no way I can afford that. 21 on 6.7, but no crit chance. 4.8. I also don't have a really good necklace, I think. I don't really anything better to do here. Surely this must be king, right? Right? So, if crit damage beats attack, more crit damage surely must be a good idea. 843 on 38 on 223? Surely that must work. Yeah. Yep, that is the future. That is the future. Yeah, but consider this. We can get the partner bonus, right? We can always get the partner bonus to get the additional 25% crit chance. So we go from 38 to 60, 62%. But no, alright, let's see one hit. Okay, it's 21 damage better. Should we crit? That's a damage increase going from 507 to 528. It's like 5%. Considering that we went out of our way to boost our crit chance by 40%, it feels a little too small, right? But no, this piece surely has potential. Right? Because it has a bunch of attack, it has some crit chance, it has the crit damage main stat. There's no way this piece is bad, right? That piece is pure degeneracy. Pure degeneracy, I tell you. Alright, so we have this out of the way. Yeah, let's swap back. Let's pretend we didn't see this piece. Right here, damage over time. No, crit chance. Which one is it? This one. Yeah, so for now we just swap back to what we had before. $60. Now this might be this might be an interesting question. 2% crit chance or 6% crit damage. Right? Look at these two. Look at these two keys. Right? 4% on 6.1 versus 6.6 on nothing. We did 100 more damage with 220? No. We did 507. Right? Other one is better. 0.4 is all you need. Go check. Okay. We'll investigate. Do I have short-term memory loss? Alright, so 538. This should be our crit damage hit, right? Yeah. Oh. Okay, so it's a damage increase of 20%. Now, is that worth it? 457 versus 538. A damage increase of around 80. Should be hashtag super worth if we have the partner, but very unfortunate if we don't. Like if we have the partner effect active, you know? Okay, roll all into crit chance. Come on. One more time. No. One more. Fuck. Alright. That was worth a shot. Could have been, you know? Could have been. Alright. Where was the piece that I was looking for? It's one of these ones here. I'm not sure which one. Ah, this one. 3.8 on 5.9. What's the Elias Selena build for Serenial team? Very light deck with 3 copies of the Recharge Tenacity Epiphany. As upgrade card heavy as you can make it usually. Because the more upgrade cards you have, the less you can draw into them. Are we onto something here? Or is this going too far? With the introduction of Peko, are we onto something here, or is crit damage necklace still not the time? I would probably say no, just looking at like substat values, right? Because you can probably get like 40% crit damage by having 3 pieces have like 14% crit damage, right? But having 3 pieces with 9% crit chance seems a little bit more outrageous than that. You know? Somehow having 9% crit chance on 3 different pieces seems a bit more outrageous. But it has something. This build surely has something. 223 on 38.4. Crit damage set with crit faster play. Might just. Maybe we need to stop dreaming. But yeah, this is probably by far our most secure build. 184 on 64.8. Orlea passive. True. True. If we play her with Orlea, we could get an additional 6%. Putting us to 44%. Together with Peko partner, we'd be at 69%. Oh, also, we have this piece right here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, does this change your opinion? If you had to consider an additional 10% crit chance from the weapon, going from 38 to 48% crit chance, does this change what we think in terms of crit damage versus crit rate main stat? Because this means if we have this piece active for our 0 costs and we have Peko active, that is 35% more. 38 plus 35 is 73%. So the question is, what is better? What is better? 73% C percent and 223% C damage. That's so big in text. Or, whoops. Or 99% C percent versus 184. 184% C damage. Huh. 73 223 or 99 on 184? Let's actually make it entirely correct, like completely mathematically correct. It would be 84.8 on 99.8 versus 73. Let me restore the set piece. Bam. And then the key. getting swapped to... How can there be so many different keys? I swear I don't have... How do I have so many keys? Why is it never the one I'm looking for? There we go. Yeah, it would be 73% flat on 23.8. One. Two. There we go. 73 would be too much setup. I mean, we'd be getting 60... we'd be getting 58 most of the time. So, I guess if you wanted it in a bit more easier details, it would be... 58% versus 74.8%. Does this make it better or worse? Does this make it better or worse? The second option easily. The first option. Still the second option. For Chaos the second. Quick question. For some reason Cassie's triple 1 damage and heal sometimes will hurt you instead of healing. Great Rift. Great Rift effect. Just has to do with Great Rift. You'd be sticking with 1. How do we find out? 2 because Pico's conditional. I think 58%. No. Wait, I can't do math. I'm sorry. Ha! Now this looks a lot more proper, doesn't it? It's not 58, it's 48. Yep. Well, now too? Are you sure? Too easy? Alright, people. I guess it ain't yet time. It ain't yet time to dust off the good old crit damage necklace. Which means we go traditional. We'll bring out the conservative, you know? The conservative estimates of 64.8 on 184.8 with the weapon being 74.8. Alright. Now the most important question I wanted to ask today is how many dupes? How many dupes am I allowed to pull in? That is my real lead-up question here. How many dupes stay E0 and suffer? Lol. And we have E1, E2, E2 and E6. Alright. So we have stay E0 and suffer, LOL, E2, E4, E6. How high am I allowed to go? It's a head-to-head. It's 44% E2, 39% E6. You cannot test the numbers. You cannot reasonably compare them with each other. There's no point. Like, with all these different factors and gear and attacks and crit rates, it's pretty much impossible. It is impossible for us to make a reasonable assumption between how many cards do we draw, how many cards do we pull, how much do we go around. Like, I don't think, even if I wanted to, I don't think I could make any reasonable claims for anything. It's just too many factors. You want to see the E6 in action? Then you gotta make it happen, though. If you want to see E6 in action, hey, 6% people, 6%. If y'all want to see E6, hey, you gotta win against the E2 defenders. It is a democracy, right? Alright, how about we eliminate E0 and E4 because nobody cares, apparently, or nah, not enough. So it's E2 versus E6, the final showdown. Y'all can all re-vote, redo. There you go. Who will win out? E2 versus E6. E6 with the strong start, with the significant lead. 50-50. Oh, we're closing in on a very tight race. 54 versus 46%. 150 votes and counting. 48 versus 50, 59. 48 versus 52. 49 versus 51. 48 versus 52. E6 is holding strong, but E2 is catching up. 49 versus 51. This shit is gonna end up 50-50, isn't it? 50-50! We are at half the votes, and it is indeed 50-50. Who could have guessed? Oh, E2 in the lead. No, E6. No, it's E2. Oh, E2 with the 2% lead now. The people are holding the line. They're gaining. They are gaining. Oh, but they're losing ground. The E6 degenerates. E2 is holding strong. No, it was shot back to 50-50. It's so close. We're back to 50-50 with E2 in the barely in the lead. E6 is sharp on the heels. E2 again with the 2% lead. No, it's back to 50-50. But E2 is in the slight lead. You can see it by E2 being the one that is lined. E2, 4% lead. Yeah. Alright, let's see. I do find it interesting that nobody cared about E4. I found that to be very interesting. Alright. It's over E6, boys. I don't know. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. You do both? How would I do both? E2 keeps it relatively relatable. I mean, I don't even... see, you cannot even really showcase the E2, because the E2 itself, it's just gonna dominate chaos, right? I wouldn't call it a spike. If you're talking damage spikes, it's clearly E4 or E6. E1 on the other hand, sure, more damage every time you use it, but E2 is just gonna dominate chaos like nobody else, right? The difference between E1 and E2 in Great Lift, there's not really gonna be a difference. Like, honestly, the way I see this, E2 is probably gonna ruin my Great Rift to a degree, at least my turn 1. And that is because we're going to draw 4, because we have 4 lasers. Then we're going to create 2, meaning that is already 6, which means we're only going to draw 4. Yeah, but you can't reasonably cover them. Because look, the amount of ravages you get to your hand depends on how many turns you play in each content. And also how many times you break, right? Like, let's say you play 5 lasers, then you break, 5 lasers go to your hand. If your hand size is too big, only 3 go to your hand, meaning you only get 3 bonus. Same is true with this one, where, yeah, if you do draw a homing laser, you get an additional draw, but if you never draw a homing laser, then this is kind of irrelevant. E2 needs a completely different build? Why would it? It's not needs a completely different build, opens a completely different build. What does E6 even do? It's a big amount of damage. Per tenacity bar, 1 extra hit. So if the enemy has 10 tenacity bars, then the moment that enemy gets broken, boom, 800% hit. Right? We have a red dot. How did that get there? What I don't like is that there's no going back. I think it would make sense in a game like this, not just from like a purely content creator perspective, but just for fun to have the ability to disable awakenings, like just you know, like a toggle. Would it be that hard to do or implement to just have a toggle to like disable awakenings? Would it be? Why would that be so hard? Forcing you to live with your decisions is part of the RNG? I don't know. I don't think there's a single game that does it, but I'm wondering why. Why not? Right? Like, there's no way it could be so complicated to just give you a toggle to like disable or enable epiphanies. Ooh. Wait. But what if you could create a stronger Sereniel if you get her to E6 and then you disable the E2 for Great Rift so you don't draw 2 cards in the beginning of the battle? Like, selective epiphany disabling for some whatever reason, but that'd be a very weird use case, I'd say. Very weird use case. No, it's not a toggle for chaos levels. For those of you that think this is a toggle, this is actually just a description enlarger. Like, as far as I can tell, this is not a toggle, people. If you think you do this and it disappears, no. This is a description enlargement. This is not a toggle. This is make the description make more sense. Right? This is not a toggle. So if you properly want to do it, you would have to reset it all and redo it. This is not a toggle. This is just the description. This doesn't toggle anything. I mean, I guess it toggles the description. But yeah, I've seen Ravage Sereniel with 1 AP. Like, any of these lasers with 1 AP, they just turn it into a massive AP gen beast, right? Like a piece like this. Like, especially if you recall it or reactivate it with Pale Shooting Star. Yep. It does what it does. What is my Luke dupes? My Luke is E2. Okay, can y'all take the time to listen to something and then tell me how dumb it would have been? Because I had a really dumb idea yesterday, right? I'm on E6. So I thought okay, I am guaranteed to pull more Serenials if I pull on the Serenial banner. So what if I pull for 1 or 2 more Serenials so I can trade in the Serenials for guaranteed Lukes so that I could then get myself E6 Luke and be very happy. That was my thought process. Because if I think about it, there's never going to be a point in time where I'm going to get another unit to E6 realistically. Right? Like, I'll most likely not E6 another unit. So if it's basically like the Serenial banner turns into a Luke banner. Right? That was my thought process. The only issue in that logic is, what if I pull another Luke in the future? Right? Because by no means would that then make me happy that I could exchange it for another Renoa. Or I guess another Rin. It wouldn't quite be the same. You know what I mean? But it did allow me to dream about the what ifs, but ifs of having E6 Luke. Just because I can. And that sounded pretty awesome. But overall, as you can see, we do not have E6 Luke. And that is for good reason. Because I went against it. Oh yeah, also, they did say about the cube shop, there is a chance we're going to get Shizuru, Haru, Yuki in here at some point in the future, right? Chance. But yeah, no. You know what kind of conclusion I came to? I'll just wait, exactly. I just wait until I lose a 50-50. And I just lose it to Luke. Or, because I'm getting somewhat close, I just wait until I get my 7th mail-in. You know? Like, my mail-in is getting there somehow, right? If I get 3 more mail-ins, I get a free Luke. And if I get 3 more Khalibs, that will also be a free Luke. So, we're getting there. Exactly, that's kind of how I like reasoned myself out of that position. All roads lead to Luke? Probably they do. They'll add him eventually. Hey, we'll have to see when and if and how and when and what. I'm not gonna poll that, because if I do, then I'd be forced to do it, and I don't want to do it. At least not right now. So, I don't know, other original characters you'd want to upgrade. I mean, units that sound interesting are, like from the standard ones, just in terms of epiphanies, probably Chiron. But I could already get E3. Renoa, I could see myself enjoying the E4. E6. I don't know. The problem is it's on draw. Rin, I'm really not the greatest fan. Like, 2 morale for 1 turn, really? Ah, yikes. And the E4, this like perma stance, I don't know. I don't know. Is Hugo good with Sereniel? Yes, he is. Okay. Let's take this step so that there's no stepping back. We've done enough E0 coverage. We've hit the scores that we needed to on E0. It's time we take a step into the future. Why is this so hard? Man. Because if I do it, I can't undo it. Fuck! Yeah, I don't know what I want to do. I gotta be honest with you here. If I have a good grasp of how good E2, E1 and E2 are. I don't know how much more important E4 is. But I sure as hell want to see if E6 destroys everything. What's the benefit of not doing it yet? Raw relatability. Like think about it like this, right? Tower mode. Tower mode comes out on January 14th. If I do tower mode and I take my Sereniel into that, I can already smell the comments of, oh, I mean, sure she can do it at E6, but what if she was E0, huh? You really think she could do the same thing? Probably she could, but, you know, What would I think about Naja? I don't know. Naja should be a non-limited unit, that's all I know. What you mean, how about another account? I mean, I have my free-to-play account and we do have an E0 Sereniel. The big problem is my gear is shit. Right? I still have that one if I want to. Right? I always have my nice and cozy E0 fallback. The problem is we're not even level 50. We're not even level 50, people. But I also don't know if I can hold out until January 14th. Like here, look. I do have an E0 Sereniel lying around. Right? I do have an E0 Sereniel lying around at my fingertips if I feel like it. But trust me, just looking at the gear gives me a headache. Because this account barely made it into legendary gear. And it does have a nice piece, but no. It feels uncomfortable to look at. Only level 50, no gear, Beh. No, we can't do account lending, because you might get banned, and then I'd feel super bad. We don't do that. Unless I'm 100% sure that nothing happens. Right? I am not doing that. E6 can beat Chaos bosses in one turn. Fuck! I should have just done it before the stream and just called it a day, right? It's January 14th though. Yeah, we make the new account on 1st of January. Yeah. What to do before weekly reset? Oh shit, that's in 30 minutes. You're right. Uh-oh. I need to do Wailing Prodigy real quick. But yeah, I need to do Wailing Prodigy real quick. Gotta make sure I get that out. What else is there on the weekly basis? Most of the things you probably should have claimed. Why did I wait till last minute? Because I spent most of my stamina farming for gear. Great Rift? Yeah, I guess if you haven't yet gotten your 500k score on Great Rift, you should do that. That's no fair. their brother is dead. Absolutely, utterly annihilated. We didn't even use the partner. We are still E0. We are still E0. How does Afterglow work? So, Afterglow is the exclusive resource generated by Sereniel herself and only usable by Sereniel. The way Afterglow works is A, you use a card that generates Afterglow, and then B, you take a look at your stats, your stacks, right? This shows you how many Afterglow stacks you have. The more Afterglow stacks you have, the more attacks can use one stack of Afterglow for one additional bar of Tenacity Break, right? If we didn't have Afterglow, this break would be one bar less, alright? And then if you do break a target, you take one Afterglow per hit, and every hit with Afterglow does 50% more damage, plus 50% against the broken target. First we kill the small minions to increase the boss's stat. Oh, never mind. Exactly. Truly a Senmetsu moment. Does stacking Afterglow make it do more damage? No. The more Afterglow you have doesn't increase. Every Afterglow itself is separate. Just because you have more Afterglow doesn't make the hit stronger, but the amount of Afterglow increases more hits. So the more Afterglow you have, the more hits themselves get the plus 50% additive. 14th. So Naja is coming out pre-season 2, end of season 1, January 14th, and in days that is 16 days and 7 hours. This doesn't work against Judas. It would if I were to bring a... I'd probably die before it works. But it would if I were to bring a card like this. We're going to try it out. Once the weekly reset hit, we'll try it out against Judas. But if I were to bring this card right here, it would work no problem. How's Sereniel overall? You should get her, period. Right? She is probably the strongest unit in the entire game right now. A lot of people have been asking for stronger units. They weren't too happy with Yuki or Haru or even Shizuru. So now Sereniel is here. And yeah, she's her. She is her. Is she a must pull? If any unit ever since the release of the game was a must pull, she is. But then again, the game type itself in Chaos Zero Nightmare means that technically speaking there are no must pull units, right? Wow, she's happy. Oh yeah, and for those of you that didn't know, this exists, huh? You can give your character different poses if you feel like it. the more you know. The more you know. How do you use Nia with Sereniel? The cube. Where? Right here. So every character in the top left, top right has this icon. You can click on it and then you get A, lore about the character, B, the birth date, C, the race, D, the gift, and then E, the affiliated faction. Then you can get some voice lines. Yeah. And then you can also get some faces for every single character. How's your Sereniel on 60% crit? Pieces like these. I guess this one's a better example. You want pieces with 4% crit chance as substats. That's how you get there. I think it's best to just put character with E0 first. Oh, absolutely. Like, in a general sense of enjoyment, you want to have fun playing the game. Always make sure you get every character E0 rather than one character E6, right? Like, the more characters you have, the more fun you'll have. It's multiplicative. Having more teams available. Did I just hit my head? Why is this so red? Huh. Or is it just a monitor? No, it's my head. Huh! Maybe it's a mosquito. He came in, you know, had a little against us. So I guess we'll just hide it a little bit, you know. Yeah, apparently the 25th was indeed her birthday. Impression doesn't work? Yeah, no. It's these are the expressions that are used for during like dialogue and stuff, you know? Unfortunately, you cannot select those as the default. They stay the way they are, right? The love for Sereniel manifesting about... That's sus. That's very weird. Now, she might be my highest affinity unit on level 28, but clearly that's very suspicious. But yeah, damn. But Rin is 26. Yuki is on 23. But yeah, 28 is a lot. Your Karen is affinity 40? Nice! Yeah, I think by now, if you're only focusing on one character, you can get more. How do you farm for the gear that you want? Honestly, for the 4-piece set for Sereniel, I did farm the gear dungeon. For like all my pieces here, I did farm the gear dungeon. Though you do have a small chance to get right side related gear outside of the gear dungeon. And what I mainly also used was the destruction feature, right? Destroying the gear and then just crafting pieces. Like how we're going to get an incredible piece right here. Shit. I meant right here. Okay. Watch it roll crit chance. Watch it roll crit chance as the substat, and it's all going to go attacking. It's all going to go crit chance, crit damage. Watch it happen. Shit. Ah. No. This could have been the story, but that's just sometimes how it goes, right? You try some pieces, it works or it doesn't, and most of the time it doesn't. Like, you don't want to know how many pieces I've destroyed. I mean, just look at all these unused pieces that we have. Like, for example, here, we have a crit chance of 3.7, but defensive stats. We have attack, and crit chance, but no crit damage and no high roll. We have attack and crit chance, but a bit too much into attack, not enough into crit chance, no crit damage. We have attack, and crit damage. We have attack, and crit damage, but in a different roll way. 9.6 on 0.8 on 20. We have attack, and crit damage again. Here also attack, crit chance, crit damage, 4% on 5.4 on 11. which is the piece we're currently using. So, yeah. How do you have that many? Because we've been farming gear since the release of the game. We've been farming gear since release of the game, and that's why we're sitting on 25,239 of these bad boys. Crit on main or subset, you want it on main because that's the piece where you want it, and you also want it on the sub. You can only get it on the main on one piece, and there you want it, and you also want it on the sub. For the first 3 weeks, I'll be honest with you, for the first 3 weeks of the game, I 8 out of 8 refreshed, and trust me, that shit was a mistake. It is not worth it. It is 240 gems for 4 refreshes versus 500 additional gems for just 4 refreshes. So if you want to refresh, do 4 out of 8. Anything past that, don't do it. Don't do it. Not good. Bad idea. Bad idea. And if you want to know what are you meant to do with your main stat selector, right? With your main stat selector, in my opinion, there's only one prime choice, and that is this craft right here. Crit damage set, crit chance main stat is a piece that can never fail you. Never, right? Decent odds of getting something good, best set in existence, can go on every character. So, at least as of this moment, if you just want to get the most out of your alignment materials, crafting crit chance necklace for the crit damage set is by far the safest option. Doesn't mean I didn't degenerate and potentially try to craft these 2 pieces, or this one, or maybe this one a few more times. But hey, we're not talking about what I do, it's about what you should do, right? 1 refresh per day at max. Depends entirely on how many gems you want to spend, right? Is entirely subjective, I guess. For me, it's impossible to get good memory reactions. I'm started to get tiring of farming craft. You just aren't trying long enough, right? Trust me, at some point it will happen, and that's just the way it goes. Yeah, but it's also the hardest to get something good on, right? Like, I do agree that making the goblet is statistically speaking the hardest to get, but you also see, for example, on the necklace, you only need, like, if you get crit chance main, the only thing you need is maybe attack or crit damage as a sub to be usable. On a goblet, you need the right element and then preferably crit chance and crit damage or like attack for it to actually make sense, right? Yes, attack 2, like crit damage set is superior to attack set, but if your substats on the attack set are really good and on the crit damage set atrocious, then use attack set instead. Do you need to wait till 50 to farm fragments? No. The best way for you to farm yes, but no. The best way to farm fragments, especially if you have the time regardless of anything, is once you hit level 40, you want to push either in any of the game modes, right? Either in Zero System or into Chaos, so that you can clear, I think it's difficulty 7 or 8, starting Laboratory 0, or difficulty 9 and 10 in Zero System, so that you can get 3 legendary pieces every time you complete a run. Alright. Ah! Fuck. I want to go to E4, I do. No, I'm not regretting it. No, 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 no. That's not the thing. I'm happy with the amount. I just... Is Sereniel getting nerfed? No. No more E0 content. Yeah, I mean, we already did what we needed to do, right? Look. Like, that's not the point, right? It's not like we need this to actually reach high in Great Rift. We did this thing. Rank 338 all the way E0. We could go higher to 1.2. First world problems. I know. I know. It's just, it's been something I've been looking forward to. But I don't want to do it. But I want to do it. But I want to do it. Can Rin clear the highest level? Yes. She can definitely clear the highest level. Ray, Mika, Rin. So it just might just depend on your decisions or potentially your gear sets. Activate E2 only? No, 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 no. I can't just do E2 only. I'm just gonna... Because, look, I already spent the coins. What I could have done... But I spent the coins so I don't have to summon anymore. Look. Like, the reason why we're sitting on E6 here is not necessarily because I summoned so many. But because of this. Right? You can see? Sold out. That's the reason. Right? We didn't really summon that many Serenials. I think. In total. Should you buy the gift from Nono every week or save for the Gearcraft item? I would try to get the Gearcraft item, but only if you're happy with how far your research already is. I don't like the faucet on Chizuru. I gotta be honest with you here, I don't like the faucet on Chizuru. Let me try to build a good faucet. Like, I can show you the pieces, and even with those pieces, I don't really think it's too great. Let's see, Orb of Inhibition. I think I have some pretty nasty ones. Here, 2.6 on 3.3 on 8.9. Together with 1.1 on 20 on 2.8 on 6.2. Combined with 4.7 on 2.8 on 6. And 3.3 on 10 on 14 on 1.3. Big problem, it's justice damage. Shit. So, yeah, that's the only drawback of that one. So yeah, I have 3 really good ones, and I need 1 more. But this is a really good goblet. The good set's always gone to the not so good set. Yeah, I guess. Bah. Alright. Most 4 pieces, I mean, are most 4 pieces bad? I guess so. Like, the 4 pieces that are good, right? Undeniably good are Judgment of Flame set, 1 cost set, 20% crit chance for 2 cost or more, Order set, and I guess Void set. Like, Void set Kayron. Like, Void set Kayron together with crit damage. Like, 4-piece Void set together with crit damage is pretty good. Like, the only ones I'd really consider not that great would be Instinctual Growth. But even that one can be sweet. And then I guess Spark of Passion, which is just... It just is a bit too limited somehow, I feel like. So I don't know, if you look at it in total, there's some pretty good 4 sets, no? It doesn't need exactly 2 hits, it needs 2 or more. when hitting 2 times with 1 attack card, it's not that it doesn't trigger if you hit 3 times, right? That does make me wonder what happens if you hit 4 times with a card. Never properly checked that one out. But yeah, no, it doesn't need specifically just 2. The old instinct is probably better on Sereniel than the new one in my opinion, since it's a multiplicative on instinct over 50% on ravage. The big question here though is, does it go into the same pot as instinct damage from the goblet, or is it something separate? Oh, and also, who in their right minds has a good instinctual growth set anyway, right? Like, look at the amount of instinctual growth pieces I have. One. Yeah, that is pretty much about it. That's pretty much about the variety of instinctual growth that my account owns, right? The 4 sets are terrible. Most of the time you end up having 1, 2, 3 characters that can use these sets. Meanwhile, you could just run 2 on anyone. Yeah, but isn't the... Why does every set... Like, why does every 4-piece need to run on every character? If you want to specifically min-max a character, why is it such a bad thing that there are sets that run good on certain combatants? Like, how is that a negative? Like, sure, you could run 2-2-2 on everyone, but if you want to refine them, then you'll find you get a bit more damage out of just going that extra mile and going the 4-piece. I don't think it's that bad that the 4 sets aren't for everyone. How do you feel about Yuki being pushed down the tier list in base, and do you think it's warranted to even care for Pride Wins tier list? I don't really care too much. We can have a look right now, because there's a lot of people that are at least somewhat interested in it, but yeah. Alright, no surprise. Yep, in Chaos and in Seasonal. Alright, well, who could have guessed? Like, the only thing I could think of is maybe giving her a 0.5 in season save data, so long as you have an E0. I don't know. They might as well give her the AP generator tag. Like, at this point, if you give her the break tag, might as well just give her the AP gen tag as well, right? Because why would you ever waste thousands of stamina finding 4-piece very specific to one character when you can just farm attack piece and put them on everyone and tailor substats towards? Because you don't... What the fuck? Why does this look the way it does? Did I hit my head? Holy shit. Why is Tress and Cassius still on sub DPS and support? Because Cassius does a fuck ton of damage. But he's also support. Luke E6 already? No, he's E2. Brother is sleeping on E2. As he should. Okay. Something I'm curious about. Does anybody here have E6 Maribel? I only want those of you to raise your hand that have E6 Maribel. Who here has E6 Maribel? Not a single copy. Ew, me. I hope I do. Maybe. E6 at 20. No, me. Nope. E3. E6 level 20. Who? E1. E4. Thank God I don't. That's rude. Thank God I don't. What you mean? E6 not used though. E4. Where you get more stamina to farm? Cash money? Your crystals? Or you wait for the next day? Yuki buffs are season 2. Early February. Very early February. You do, but you aren't using her. Yeah, she is my only missing 4-star dupe wise. What's my point? I don't know, I feel like getting Maribel is very hard. It's like Cassius. Yeah, exactly that. Maribel and Cassius are the hardest to get 4-stars in the entire game. Because they never had a banner. Yeah, that's my point. Very reasonable point. Fuck. Max 20% HP or Epiphany on a random combatant? Epiphany on a random combatant if A, you're still looking for an Epiphany on a character you're building, and B, you're confident you win the run. Take the max HP 20% if A, you don't want an additional Epiphany to increase your copy chances because your copy target is already done, and B, if you need it to survive. You cannot be the only one who grinded 80 pulls in expectation of a Cassius banner. Hey, we might get Cassius on the 14th of January, right? Cassius E6 is broken. Cassius E6 is hyper unnecessary in most scenarios. Like, in most scenarios, reducing the enemy's morale per quest use is not that great. Wanna know why? Because by the time you've played out all these fucking quests, the enemy will have already acted. You get like 2 or 3 out of those, max. And then, sure, at some point the enemy gets like a morale reduction of 20 for 1 turn, but it's already over. The enemy has already moved. Yeah, the only thing Cassius needs is E1, E2 if you want to play him as a healer, and that's it. Everything else is just a bonus. You hope the devs would increase the rewards in farming for potentials and equipments. I mean, they made farming, they did. Wanna know how? They made farming for partner experience and they made farming for character experience and units useless. Meaning, because this doesn't cost you any stamina anymore, you can now farm memory fragments and potentials easier. Huh? Like, sure, it wasn't a direct buff, but if you don't need to spend stamina on units and on experience anymore, then you have more stamina to spend on memory fragments and on potential. Cassius since day 1. Oh, you don't have Cassius since day 1, but you managed to get 1 million in the Great Rift? Nice. You used Nia, maybe? I still don't get why Yuki has a safe nerf on a 2 cost when no other unit has it. Alright, so let me give you an example, okay? It's just a different wording, you could say. So imagine the difference here. Either A, you have Yuki with her reduced damage by 20% that you remove upon getting her E1, or B, instead you take, let's say, Sereniel, and Sereniel says, right below the card, right below the card, it would say, reduce damage by 50% and activatable homing lasers by 2. It's still the same thing. either you buff the card with the E1 to what it is, or you remove something from the card to make it deal more damage. At the end of the day, it's the same thing. But indeed, what the devs probably learned as well is it makes people feel worse if they think that something shouldn't be on the card. Like, the way they should have rephrased the Yuki ultimate would have been... let's see. The way it would have been more fitting with every other character would have been... Give this a 180% multiplier. And then make the E1 increase the damage of the card by 20. Taking it from 180 to 216. Boom. Problem solved. Right? Like, exactly. Buffing a card sounds better than removing a debuff from a card. It's still, in both cases, the same thing. But perception-wise... You feel like you're getting scammed on Yuki, whereas you feel like you're actually getting something from everybody else. Do I like the story? I like the story. Yeah, I like the seasonal story. Definitely more catchy, more intense than the current main game story. Instinct percent. It's always the elemental percent on the goblet. Always elemental percent. Always elemental percent. Is Cassius only known for his deck search? No. Cassius is currently known for two things. Number one, unlimited fucking card spam through the use of 000, which means every time you play 3 0-cost cards, you get one of those. Combined with the upgrade card... the upgrade card that allows you to get 2 cards, 3 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards of value for 3 0 costs with enough dice tricks. And then the second part is what he's known for is this potential in the top right, which says every time you complete a quest, you get 1 morale. So you can start morale stacking. 1 morale, 2 morale, 3 morale, 5 morale, 6 morale, depending on how many quests you do. And then to top it all off, these quest cards themselves can also further give you morale just for free by playing the 000 quest, and they can also give you draw without you having to pay for it. So instead of deck search, he's actually a multi-morale mega damage dealer with infinite scaling. Yeah, that's what Cassius is currently known for. Nausea is 16 days. Thoughts on ego recovery, memory fragments? Should I even be hoarding them? I don't think it's bad to hoard them, because they might just release a character that scales with ego recovery. It might be a support type, and it could be something similar to this. If blah blah blah's ego recovery is greater than 100, get this and that, right? Maybe like, if, let's be super hypothetical, if Nausea's ego recovery is greater than 120, get 2 morale every 5 Nausea cards played. Something like that, right? If you have some really good defense substats combined with ego recovery, might as well just keep him for the hypothetical future. What memory fragments would you use for Cassius? Standard 2-piece defense, 2-piece HP. If you take him into Rift, like if you take him into the Chaos, right? Just run him as a healer. But if you don't, give him full damage. Or if you're feeling a little funky, right? If you're feeling a little funky, you can still give him the damage, even though you're running him in Chaos, right? So it depends on your level of funkiness and how much healing do you actually need. But in general, most of the time, Cassius does so much DPS that for like any more like 000 related spam tasks, you build him like any other DPS. Serenial partner is almost must have. Almost. The only reason, one of the main reasons is permanent crit chance buff and limited character, right? It's her best choice by far. Ah, it's a bit too big. So, now you might be noticing something here, right? Why are the numbers different? Right? The difference between these two is the 6% unique card damage potential that the E5 brings. And that is, depending on how high the base multiplier is, either more or less impactful. Quick example, homing laser goes up by 7%, whereas pale shooting star goes up by 12%, and cobalt light and plasma missile go up by 11%. Ah. Yeah. They say can't relate and guides will be useless. Yep. That's why Sereniel will never be seen again. Never be heard of again. She doesn't exist, right? Tough times. She was such a cool unit as well. Alright, let's make sure we have everything else set up. Alright, Serenia, show us what you can do. We made enough guides? At least in the E0 covering range, I would say so for now. If I could pick only one character, who do I like the most? I'm still a big Luke fan. I like the bullets. But Rin's sound design is still the most satisfying. Alright. So, well. Up, down, up, down, down, up, through. That sounds good. Alrighty, let's have a look. So, as you can see, she is clearly unbelievably strong. Because you see this? The enemies are already one-shot. She can one-shot the enemies, no trouble. Go for the big final boss? Yeah, sure, we'll probably go hidden core. Yep, incredibly broken. Must use, must get, must have. Unbelievably so. Literally pay to win. AKA the one-shot merchant. Yep. This is clearly the E6 effect. Look. Boom, E6. Right? That is clearly how that goes. Tough. Is this effect of her? No, no, it's a stage effect. It's the stage effect of picking the leftmost fate that reduces the amount of HP. Oh, fuck. So the E6 is not one big hit, but it's 5 hits at 80% per tenacity bar. I did not know that. Like, look, we do 1 hit, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 hit per tenacity bar. Aha. Okay. That's certainly something. Looks impressive. Pew. Is that good or bad? To be honest, I don't know. It should be... It depends on if it counts as hits. You know how like certain monsters have like a hunger bar, and the more times you hit them, the better it is for you. We need to... I don't know if it counts as like actual hits, right? Oh, also, I don't even know if it's affected by the set effect. I don't think it is, though. The final boss fight, how do you avoid the one-hit KO? By, in turns where his attack bar turns into infinite, you need to hit him 8 times. Ah. Zero cost shuffle. What do you think? Zero cost shuffle or 1 morale? Especially if we want to think about, let's say, the Great Rift. 1 morale or 0 cost shuffle? We're using a 2-set. And if we can find the refreshing Ravage, I wouldn't mind. Alright, 0 cost shuffle. Alright. Hey! Okay, so looks like we won't be able to make a crazy deck. So, if you encounter this ship, it means you cannot anymore get the mutant sample, right? If you encounter the ship, you can't get the mutant sample. E6 doesn't count as hits? Alright. Yeah, but I'm mainly playing a deck where I would be happy getting any of these units with a build deck. Alright, let's activate the buff as well. Okay, let's see what we can make happen here. 1, 2. Then I think Plasma Missile for the 1-2. I should have definitely kept him on the confused state. Alright, let's see what we can find in our deck. Nothing. Alright. Oh shit, fuck. I forgot that he does that. That's one of the issues with the Cassius deck shuffle. If you, at any point in time, empty your hand, these guys go aggressive. Very aggressive. So, that's what just happened. Because we played the Cassius card to shuffle our entire hand, for a little bit of time, we were actually without a hand, in the most literal sense, and that led to him hitting us pretty damn hard. Why? Because why not? I don't know. It's weird, huh? Making decisions you can't take back. Alright. Ecstasy of Violence or Eternal Hunger? Ecstasy of Violence or Eternal Hunger? I don't know. Yeah, I still need to get myself the precision aim card. I do. Still need to get myself the precision aim card. Oh, select. But select what? We have to go with Cassius, right? Or do we go with Selena? Ah, Selena, no? Tactical maneuver or dice trick? Tactical maneuver or dice trick? Dice? But we could get a really good tactical maneuver. Cass would be easier. Alright, we're building Cassius now apparently. So this run is now in part ownership from Cassius Incorporated.
狙います。殲滅。コバルト殲滅。殲滅狙います。どんな敵でも徹底的に排除いたします。殲滅。ターゲットロック。コバルトライト。
There's so much bullshit going on my screen right now.
撃ちましょうか。ご命令を。運を試してみよう。待機中です。命中。
Oh, monster card. Do we dare? Do we dare put a monster card into the Cassius deck? That'd be 100 points, true. And a 20 for the Divine Epiphany. And we already paid 50 for the mana field. Alright. Alright, you're no fun. Monster card is 80. Only if your Epiphany is at 90. Right? Surely at some point, yes, we're going to get an Epiphany, but for all intents and purposes, until it happens, it's still 80. Aren't we finished with Cassius? Like, what more is there to gain? Remove heal? So, okay, let's see if we can fix the gear. The problem is we don't have any gear. No, we don't want a dice trick copy. But yeah, we could technically remove the heal. Why not the dice trick? Because in the Great Rift, it removes all the extra copies of dice trick anyway. Ooh. We're not really looking for copies, are we? What do you think about this? What do you think about a potential plus 40% damage amount, plus 20%, plus 40% shield gain? This should be permanent for the fight, and the only thing required would be to have our ally use a forbidden card. Then again, it should technically also include Cassius, because currently all the ally tags do include him himself as well. Yeah, it should be permanent. It should be better than like a dimensional cube. Eternal Hunger would proc it, Precision Aim would proc it again, yeah. I would think this is pretty good, no? And there was never the ability to gear move to other characters. Oh, would an Eternal card proc it if you didn't use it? That's a good question. That's true. So what other forbidden card would we use? I mean, I guess we can get this item later as well. Behi Zehi! Alright, let's just kill the boss. It's gonna be stupid, isn't it? Like just in terms of raw damage? It is in fact stupid. Yep, final form indeed. What do you think about multiple jokers? So that we could use the jokers to like deck search for the Sereniel refresh card. I think multiple joke, especially because it doesn't cost us any save data. I think multi-joker should be pretty good. I mean, I guess no shield is better than shield is better than no shield, right? Now, do we really give this Cassius the card? We probably should, huh? Yeah, I don't know why I wouldn't give it. I don't know. I probably would be hard to find an argument against it, eh? True, true. True, true, true. Yeah, give me the card draw on Ravage, sure. Alright, now what? How many saved? They 110 out of 160. What more do we do to this Cassius deck? We could still remove the basic. So long as we don't get the Epiphany. We could still search for the other lead card, yep. Oh, we could still get the standard card. The draw card. We don't have the devil dice yet. If you notice, this deck currently does not have a devil dice. Period. There is no devil dice in here. Now, does it make the deck better or worse? Not having a devil dice right now. Better? Alright, then we'll play until we get. We'll play until we get the devil dice, alright? We'll play until we get the devil dice. And then, once we do get it, let's see, is this an Epiphany or is it devil dice? It's an Epiphany, okay. I don't think it's that rare though, right? The upgrade card shouldn't be that rare. Like, I hope that it's not that rare. Y'all know my thoughts? When drawing by an ability, increase damage amount by 20, huh? Super conductive? The weapon should only be the character themselves. Lab 0. Brainwave blocking helmet could be great as well. Algorithm on Cassius. No, right? Okay, we should now be over the cap, right? Yep, now we can't remove the basic anymore. But we could still find... Predator Spike? Predator Spike, right? Predator Spike. Predator Spike. Difficulty 8. Whoops! I misclicked. I accidentally bought the weapon. I did not intend to do so. I'm sorry, I guess. I did not want to buy that. Alright, is this the time where we get dice, devil dice? No, we still evade devil dice even now. How many fucking cards do you need in your hand? Yes. We could even... You know what we could technically do as well? If you keep Cassius in a breakdown state, he cannot give you more cards, right? I'm gonna finish the run with broken Cassius, maybe. Alright, another shop. Another opportunity to find the card we're looking for. Ooh. Amorphous? Do we just get ourselves Amorphous just in case? Every little bit of damage helps? Come on. Come on, where's the other card? We know it exists. Training? Shit. Alright, let's see if we can find the other neutral card at some point. Do I refresh to find it though? Probably not. Alright, let's see if we die here. Because even if we die, it doesn't go anywhere, right? The deck. Alright, increased mark damage. Trance. Passion weak. Attacks. Shield. Attack. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, please close your eyes. Please close your eyes, alright? Nobody wants to see this.
狙います。ターゲットロック。コバルトライト。ターゲットロック。コバルトライト。
騙し騙されるのが世の常なのだよ。
コバルトウィング対象を集中攻撃します。
Ooh. Cassius? Just kidding. But yeah. It's a fun monster card, yeah.
ご命令を。狙います。殲滅発射。
Oh, he ate the card.
殲滅待機来ましたね。コバルトは狙います。殲滅撃ちましょうか。こういうのが欲しかったんでしょ。コバルトウィング待機中。どんな敵でも徹底的に排除いたし。ターゲットロック。コバルトライト。殲滅。
Good question, what you just witnessed. Good fucking question.
派手に簡単だな。
待機中で。
Is this Cassius? No. It's Sereniel. Okay. Give me 3. Why not? Alright, I guess another shop. Nope. 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 Let's try training. Bing. Boom. Bang. Bada bong. Alright, we found ourselves a self-generating experiment. Now what? Get it epiphanied, huh? Seems like the logical next step. Yep, I have no idea how we still don't have a devil dice. Watch us find. I'm calling Orvane right here. Let me know if you think that's cap or not. I'm calling Orvane right here. This is an Orvane. Do you bet with or against me? Cap or no cap? Orvane right here. Cap, 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 no cap, bunch of cap. I told ya. So yeah, if you play this game for a while, you can start making a couple more reasonable bets with a decent chance of success. So yeah, if you got it, you got it, you know. But yeah, let's see. Do we get another Joker copy? We don't. No, right? There's no way we can take the shuffle. No way. Because we're heavily gonna fucking overcap, right? It's not the rare one, it's the normal one. We can't. If we take shuffle, things are starting to go bad. Yeah, we can't shuffle, because not only is this an additional copy, it's also a divine card. So this would be 30 points right here, and the reason why we don't take 30 points is because we only have 20 space. We had 140. So we have 20 space, so we can't take a 30 card. Makes sense, right? But then again, we could still get an additional joker. All things considered, we could still get an additional joker. Potentially. So let's see how long we can play this game. Until, like, for example, until the final boss. But to be fair, yeah. We could, if we're lucky, we only get the devil dice on the final boss, meaning we could skip the devil dice, get the card copy, and then escape. I think that works. In a hypothetical scenario where we play the final boss, get the card copy for Joker, don't take the latent epiphany, and then just leave. I think that should be possible. I think it should be possible for us to pull that off, so long as we don't get the devil dice before we get there. It should be possible. Now the only thing left to find is Cthulhu. With the 8% weapon. Yeah, the only thing left to find is Cthulhu. And a good epiphany for the neutral card. That's the only thing we need. Good epiphany for the neutral card on Cassius. Yeah, good epiphany for the neutral card on Cassius. And a Cthulhu. You can skip epiphanies in like the order, you could say. You could skip epiphanies in the order of cards to take, if that makes sense. Alright, so this guy is gonna kill us. If we let him. But I don't think we will. You know, just like as a general one. This shit poisons us, which is really bad. Look at how bad the poison is. How is it a poison worth 300? How is this poison 300 damage? No, we're not playing the lead card. The lead card is going to deal 300 damage to us. We're not doing that. So, hit him first. Get the weakness in. Pick. What card at 1 cost can save us? Shining Core, right? Yeah. Shining Core at 1 cost can allow us to hit him once. And again. Yeah. Alright. Ooh, divine. Sure. Give me that sweet follow-up. This is so dumb. Fuck. Why did... I should have stayed with my plan. You know, I had this plan laid out for Sereniel, where I was gonna summon for like E2-ish, like E2-esque, E2-ish on stream, then buy the 2 copies from the shop, and call it a day. You know? That was my Grand Royale fancy master plan. That's what I should have done.
狙います
Fucking hell.
コバルト殲滅
Alright. So, is it the Cassie's Epiphany? It is. Okay, people, we're cooked. So, two options. I need some opinions. Two options. Quit right now. Or continue, but get the devil dice into the deck. Like, we could still get like a morale epiphany on devil dice, no? Right? Would devil dice really be so bad? Like, we could still get an epiphany here for safe generating, maybe. I don't know. Would it really be that bad? No, it doesn't do anything, faint memory. Yeah, but a placeholder in hand would be fine, right? It's already a better deck without, but we could, but we could get a safe generating epiphany upgrade, and we could potentially find Cthulhu. We could find Cthulhu to get like a Cthulhu weapon, maybe. No, what you mean find out? It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed to be the devil dice. There's no way around it. No, devil dice is not retained. E6 works with any break. Could be her, could be anyone. So apparently ally effects include the character mentioned on the ally effect as well. Same with the Cthulhu weapon. You know the Cthulhu weapon that says 8% ally attack? It boosts the character that has it by 8% as well. How many fights do we have left? A few. We could take 3 fights. No, we played this team all day yesterday on E0. It's not necessary. Just the only requirement here would be E2 Cassius for so you can get some healing on draw. Are all his cards Epiphany? Not quite. We still need the self-generating Epiphany equipment, and we would need a Devil Dice Epiphany if we play this card. I don't know. Do we stay? Do we go? Cotton Eye Joe? So many questions. Oh. I mean, the other characters still have a bunch of epiphanies left. No, wait. Sereniel doesn't have any epiphanies left. And we have 2 epiphanies to gain for Selena. Selena needs 2. Sereniel is done. And Cassius needs 2. So we need 4 epiphanies total. Let's go gambling. Dang it. Yeah, we do also have the core boss. You're correct. We do have the core of Discord as well. I'm like 99% certain we have that one as well. So I guess it's even more fights. I mean, it's the last run of the day. Fuck it, right? Fuck it. Maybe we can even find a Cthulhu in the interior. Who knows? Who knows? We ball. Ah yeah, the card draw upon breaking an enemy is a stage effect. I was getting a little confused and concerned. I was getting a little confused and a little concerned. Alright, give me the devil dice. Welcome devil dice. That's just the card. That's just the card. That has nothing to do with the character. Can I please get an attack? Thank you. Alright, looks like he lives another day. Okay, sure. He lives another day, why not? Okay, projection of desire might hit the Cassius card. No. So that means there's only 3 epiphanies left. This is about to be a massacre, I can already tell you. Unfortunately, it's not us dying. Maybe fortunately? I don't know. Oh. Now it's only Cassius cards left. Cthulhu! We found him! We found the boy! Alright, alright. 9000 HP Cthulhu. Now what? 0 cost? 0 cost? 3 cost? Ooh. 2 cost? 1 cost? 0 cost? 3 cost? Ooh. 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 Ah. Ah. Probably this one. Yep. Probably this one.
裏か表もう一度振ってみようか。
ターゲットロックコバルトライト。こういうのが欲しかったんでしょ。
ここがクライマックスさ。さあ拍手喝采よ。派手に行こうかね。もう一度振ってみようか。
Ah, we could have made him instinct weak as well. You know, why not? Why not? No, wait. I couldn't have. Dumb idea. Dumb question. Doesn't make sense.
もう一度振ってみようか。
コバルトウィング対象を集中攻撃します。
派手に行こう。もう一度振ってみようか。
狙います。殲滅。
Am I banned from difficulty 8? Like, should we just play difficulty 11 instead? Maybe. I guess this is what we get for our eternal greed. Alright, maybe we'll see a Cassius epiphany in this lifetime. But I think that's the card itself. Yeah, that was purely the card itself. Which makes this a little better. It's just a little better. We can pretend if you don't have E6 if we kill him before, I guess. Alright, he ate that one, which means we give him passion weakness, we attack him. And we apply our 2 ravage debuff things. Alright. No epiphanies inside yet. And Cassius is currently the only character missing epiphanies. Alright. Alright.
裏顔こんなのはどうだい
At least the thing can still hurt us.
狙います。対象を集中攻撃します。コバルトウィン対象を集中攻撃します。撃ちましょうか。発射。
Ooh, you know, this might have actually been a close call. I don't know how to feel about that. This might even be a close call still. Depending on how we draw.
狙います。コバルトウィン
Alright.
待機中。どんな敵でも徹底的に排除いたします。殲滅。
派手に運命というべきかね
Ooh. That doesn't work. Now what? Okay. Alright. So we don't have access to any zero cost cards. We have 3 AP. Okay, okay. Watch this.
裏顔運命というべきかね
Joker. Homing laser. Homing laser. Homing laser activate.
敵でも徹底的に排除いたしターゲットよ。コバルトライト。殲滅。
Alright.
一番ゾクゾクする瞬間でしょ。
Yeah. Alright. Do we pick any of these? Because if we do, like if we do Dice Trick, it doesn't do anything. If we do Forced Learning Apparatus, it doesn't. It could give us 2 morale. Skipping it could be fun as well. Alright, we got the ball. Alright, let's see what the Core of Discord has in store for us. If we can even get this far, right? We don't have a lot of health. So we're still hoping and coping that we're going to get a Cassius Epiphany. Is there a reason to save it? If you want to save it for future collaboration characters and limited characters, and for whatever reason you are already happy with where your Sereniel is at, and your next Epiphany using that Omega code wouldn't be as impactful. Oh, and obviously if you still intend to continue to summon, right? If you intend to continue to summon, then why stop now? Right, summon first, do Omega code later. And yes, we should have done the passion weakness first. Welcome back. So we still have yet to see the so-called Cassius Epiphany. He's the only character missing in Epiphany. And it's 2 of his cards that are missing such things.
派手にもう一度振ってみよう
ヘッドショット。
Well.
コバルトウィングどんな敵でも徹底的に排除いたターゲットロックコバルトライト 殲滅命中
So much shit happening. 393 times 2. Alright. Alright, I guess we have to take the guy a little bit more seriously.
大きいのが来る来ましたね狙います急速チャージシステムコバル殲滅ヘッド構えます殲滅命中ターゲットロックコバルトライトコバルトウィング殲滅狙います殲滅
Okay, how much damage do we do here, hypothetically? And this here would at least save us from death, which is good. If you're wondering, okay, but why are these fuckers hitting you so hard? Tyrant. Tyrant 4. Increases attack and health of all monsters in elite and boss areas by 40%. That's why these guys decided, okay, today is the day we're going to pummel you to no end. Yeah. Oh, pretty much.
派手に行こうやられてばかりはいないのさ
コバルト殲滅殲滅
裏側をもう一度振ってみもう一度振ってみようか
私の作った結び目が乱れちゃったじゃない
How do we get out of this with the most amount of health saved?
狙います
Like, how do I get myself the most amount of health possible here? We already used the card, right? Yeah, we already used the shuffle. So we pick the Joker to draw the Joker. But that sounds stupid. So we're not gonna do that. Yeah, but if we pick the Joker, we actually would have healed.
コバルトウィング対象を集中攻撃します狙います
Does this count for Cassius? It does not.
コバルトウィング
Alright.
殲滅狙います
Guess there ain't no way to get out of this with more health. Yeah. Here we get 50%. Problem is 900 HP is not a lot, right? 900 HP truly isn't a lot. And we can't rest.
いつの間に
If that makes it better or worse, I don't know.
新しい品ですか
yeah.
新しい品ですか新しい品ですかじゃあじゃあ
You know, good thing is we don't even have to win.
もちろんお見せしますと
We don't even have to win the fight. The only thing we want is an epiphany. But if we don't get the epiphany, and things are looking a little bit more tough. Alright, no epiphany. So, overall rating, what do I think? We gained a devil dice, but we also got the foggy crystal ball. In comparison to no devil dice versus only the 30% from the mutant predator spike. We did have a chance at the 8% weapon, but we didn't get it because we had a Cthulhu, but we didn't get him. It should be overall a net gain, yeah.
来ましたね
I'd say it should be a net gain.
コバルトウィング狙います最初
Now, if we can beat this guy, though,
殲滅
That might just be a different beast
これこそ
entirely.
箱舟守護局の技術力
We'll certainly try.
簡単だ
But he has a fuck ton of health. And he's angry.
あーダメ
派手に行こう運命というべきかね
コバルト急速チャージシステムか狙います
裏顔こんなのはどうだい
コバルト殲滅殲滅殲滅
派手に行こうかね
待機中です
裏か表か派手に行こう運命というべきかね
狙います殲滅ターゲットロックコバルトライトコバルト殲滅狙います殲滅コバルト殲滅殲滅
It's looking a little too good, isn't it?
もう一度振ってみ
ヘッドショッ
裏かもう一度振ってみ
ト発射狙いますコバルト対象を集中攻撃します狙いますどんな敵でも徹底的に排除いたします殲滅
派手に行こうかもう一度振ってみようか
Okay, so he's gonna kill us. Cassius is going to break down. And then we have one turn left.
死ぬ前にやっちまおうって
Alright. And he's doing 2000 damage. None of these cards do anything.
待機中です撃ちましょうか待機中です
I guess we get close.
撃ちましょう
Here.
か
Yeah.
待機中です
There's none of these cards
撃
attack.
ちましょうか
Even though we got so close, none of these cards do anything.
待機中です撃ちましょうか
So... I haven't yet lost against the guy, so I'd be very interested to see the kill animation. Let's see. Oh,
もう耐えられない
not bad.
早く帰還するのよ 館長お待ちしておりました
Ego reshuffle, we only had 2 points. All our ego skills are 3 points or beyond. But maybe we could have ego reshuffled and then played some cards in hopes of getting to 3 cards. So sad you don't get Cassius E1. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. He truly is a... Yeah, E1 Cassius is indeed chase-worthy. Why exactly is our weekly progress 3,882? What caused the devs to subtract 118 points? It doesn't count because we died. Alright. Sure. You might be correct. But I'm quite sure I didn't play one today. Okay, so we found a new Great Rift Cassius. Ta-da! We have a Unepiphany Devil Dice, we have the Dice Trick, we have the Shuffle at 0 cost, withdraw 5, we have the Morale 2 Forced Learning Apparatus, we have the Self-Generating Experiment, we have Forbidden Eternal Hunger, we have the Foggy Crystal Ball, we have the plus 25 Amorphous Cube, and we have the chess piece of Infernal Eternal Protection, combined with a double Joker. Could be worse. No. Now actually playing the Great Rift. Peh. Beh. Ew. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Maybe not. Maybe I play it by myself. Or maybe we'll do it tomorrow. I don't know. The only thing I know is we're not doing it today. Or at least not right now. That's all I know. Give me a Renoa. Ooh, 100 fragments, 10 upgrades, 60 gems. Which means this is my destiny. We found a really good piece right here. Shit. Really good? No. But this one. Maybe not. Okay, so pretend you didn't see them. Because it was all leading up to this piece. No. This one. Right here. Shit. I forget it. Oh, I should have at least checked what it does. Ooh. Extra damage, crit damage, crit damage. Maybe if we can get crit chance as a substat. What is this? Instinct, but health. No. Crit chance? No. Alright, shocking. So, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, 3 gear crafts isn't quite enough to get good gear. It is truly surprising. Yeah. Alright. I think this is pretty much it. So, yeah, looks like we'll finish up Selena tomorrow. And then potentially do a Great Rift run. This is our current Selena deck. Has 2 copies of Tactical Maneuver, but could definitely be improved. So we need the Target Spotted upgrade card, Hyper Power Scope upgrade card, and then Tactical Maneuver like 3 or 4 times. And then potentially some more Negotiates. Yeah. I guess 1 character a day. 1 character a day. Yep, our Selena is now, Sereniel is no more E0, yep. I've used literally 4 main set selectors to craft instinct damage, crit damage set, and none of them wrote with crit chance. Happens to the best of us. I don't think I've got a single successful gem craft yet, but surely in the future that will change. Surely in the future that will change. Alright people, thank you so much for joining, been a pleasure. And yeah, we see each other tomorrow.